Greetings, everybody. The assessment has been issued, and I'm sure you are hard at your studies, studying hard to ensure that you get a good grade in this very important qualification that you have enrolled for. So today, I would like to take you through some of the tips that you need to know even before you attempt your assessments and leading up to the final exams as well. You'll need these tips leading up to the final exams. So let's get started with it. Grab a pen, and by the way, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Share it with your friends far and wide. Our intention really is that we would like to contribute to this profession of procurement and supply chain by developing the most effective, efficient supply chain practitioners in the world. Okay, so having said that, grab a little pen and a paper so that you can write. Feel free to repeat the unwind or rewind, they say it. Rewind the video and listen to it over and over again. Okay, so I'm going to start first with some common examination shortcomings that students face when they write SIPS exams. These will also be applicable to your assessments. Okay. What do you think are the most common mistakes in examinations? What do you really think? When I ask this question, many students have different answers, but I want to give you what are the most common mistakes that students make. All right. We'll go around starting from number one here. Let me just get my pen ready and let me pick. I like red because, yeah, red for danger. All right, not using the case material that has been given. Some questions usually come with a case study, okay? And it could be a long case study, it could be a short case study. But once you have been given a case study, you must know that the questions that are going to follow will require you to use the materials given in the case study. It is always advisable to read the case study twice so that you understand. Another very common mistake is ignoring the command word. The command word is a very important aspect. I'm going to do a video later of all the different types of command words that you will find at the different levels of the qualification. There are specific command words at level 3. In fact, let's go to level 2, level 4. The diploma. There are common command words that are used at the advanced diploma and then at the professional diploma as well. So you need to familiarize yourself with those particular command words. The next one is poor time management. I'm going to show you a little bit later how you can ensure that you answer all the questions or you attempt all the questions in the given time that you have. Okay, and then the other one is answering outside the syllabus. Now, this is a very important aspect. The syllabus is indicated by the assessment criteria. The assessment criteria at the beginning of any of the books that you've been given for SIPS is what detects what the syllabus is going to contain. And so you need to be able to answer within that the content of the syllabus. At the same time, you caution. If there is a particular assessment criteria that has been indicated and then the study guide does not comprehensively exhaust that particular topic, it is your responsibility, especially from level 4 up to 6, it's your responsibility to search additional materials, reading materials. You can find them on the SIPS Knowledge Hub. You can find them anywhere externally in other printed books, but you must build up your knowledge in such a way that every item under the assessment criteria is something that you can address with a lot of confidence. The other one is lack of exam preparations. And I'm telling you, colleagues, especially everybody who starts at level 4, many of you are working. you come from various types of industry, and every student that I've come across, they think that their organization is the best that does procurement better than everybody else. Friends, and they are so wrong. So I want you to assume that you don't know much. You know something, but not everything, so that you dive into the study guide and study as your basis for preparation for exams. And like I said earlier, if there's any question that or any assessment criteria that has not been comprehensively exhausted in the study guide, find additional material. At the college where I am, at AMILEC, what we do is we go through that criteria and we provide additional content that is required for you to give an answer in the exam that will give you a passing mark. All right, so if you're not part of us, ensure that you do your own studies that are going to assist you in answering comprehensively so that you can pass. There's no use, I must say here, there's no use of you learning and yet you don't know how, you can't pass the exam. We always say to our students, there are 3 things that we try to achieve with you when you come to the AMILEC Training Center. The first one is that you must come out a better person than you came in. You must increase in knowledge. You must improve in your understanding of things. You get a more comprehensive understanding of the procurement supply chain subject. We teach many other courses that are accredited with other institutions, but these SIPs in particular, you must be a better person, okay? That helps you in your future development. If you have to go to another company, you are able to present your best foot forward. The second thing that we advocate for is that you must be a better employee to your organization. Many of our students are sponsored by blue chip organizations, and it's our job to ensure that you become a better employee of your own organization. The last thing is you must pass the exam. There's no use for you to be a great employee. You understand everything, but you get the exam wrong and you fail. There's no need. Okay? Every army, in the army, every person who has been promoted to a particular position has got to have ranks on their shoulders. So the rank that you get is your certificate that shows that you are an MSIPS. All right. The next one shortcoming is not answering the question set. Okay, I'm going to take you through this, colleagues, in detail as well. You have to read your question at least twice. Understand what are the different components of the question that has been asked. Relax and understand what is the requirement of the question. Don't assume you know everything, because if you do that, assumption becomes a recipe for disaster. And read what they are asking for. Do not answer what you think they're asking. You must answer what is written on the piece of paper or on the computer that you see in your exam. The seventh one is a poor structure. Poor structure. I'll tell you again later on of the 2 types of structure that you can use to answer the exams in SIPs. And then the final one is nerves. I'll deal with that as well a little bit later. All of us, sometimes we have all these bubblings in our stomachs when we have to do something important. And your SIPs exam is very important, obviously, because some of it is linked to your promotion. Some of it is linked to your salary increase and things like that. So it is normal for you to have nerves, but you must know how to deal with them. All right. Now, let's look further on some examples of shortcomings. So students usually fall into trouble because they misinterpret the question. That is why you need to read the question twice, even in the assignments. Colleagues, those of you who are doing courses at AMILEC, if you misinterpret the questions, our astute lecturers are not going to have mercy on you. And going through the assignments provides you an indication of what you are able to expect in the final exam. Putting the wrong question number on their script. Now, this was a common mistake with many students in the assignments. They'll write, and believe it or not, it sounds like it's rocket science. It's not, rather, it's not rocket science, that's the right word. But a number of students like to put the wrong question number, the wrong number on the script that they have answered. So for example, they have answered a question for question 4, but instead of writing 4 on the answer, they have written 3. Now, how should I interpret it? Okay, as a lecturer, or as a marker of their script, I'll assume that you're answering question 3. I'll know it that this answer relates to question 4, but you have written 3, and what must I follow? I must follow what is written on your script. Okay, so you need to pay close attention to some of these things that are very obvious. All right, answering the question that they would like to have seen. Some of you will have studied, and I know there are some individuals today who are making a living out of trying to anticipate questions that are coming in the next exam. Guys, don't fall for that, please. Don't fall for that. They'll tell you this question is going to come. Once it comes, you must answer it like this. And then you go into the exam thinking that such a question is going to come. But then SIPS, and these are clever. That's why SIPS is the best qualification you can ever have in procurement and supply chain management. Why? Because the integrity of this qualification is intact. They'll ask you a question that is not exactly what you were taught by the so-called experts, and you think this is the question you should expect. Even at this college, we'll give you exam type mock questions, but we don't tell you that this is the exact question that is going to come. If you understand the technique, if you understand the idea of reading the question well and thoroughly, then it becomes easier for you to move into an exam and you can respond to a question properly. Okay, providing a theory dump without application. Now, what does this application mean? At level 4, you are expected to make application either to the case study that has been given or to the organization. If you're just theory dumping, hey, you are in for a high jump. So we don't want you to high jump anyway. That's the reason why we're doing this. But be careful of that. Citing the name of the wrong theorists in courses like the management course, L6, M1, there are specific theories, even at level 5, there are specific management modules where you need to cite the name of the theorists. You need to be able to cite the correct one. They don't answer in the format requested. In the format requested, be aware of the format that the question has asked for. If they have asked for you to describe 5 characteristics of something, provide those 5 characteristics, obviously with other requirements. They omit the on or company examples. Colleagues, examples are essential because they just demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. We cannot certify you to go into industry where if you have no idea what you're going to be doing once you go there. When you are given the rank that you're an MSIPS, it means that we're sending you in an industry where we know that you will be adding tremendous value to your organization. So don't forget to give your own examples or the company examples within which you work. All right. There are some questions that will specifically ask for examples, but even if it doesn't, it will be good for you to illustrate a point using an example, so that you just do not depend on the theory. So please keep all these in mind as we go along. Don't waffle. You go off the tangent on the question and you talk about other things that are burning in your heart. Please do not waffle. Running out of time, they don't answer enough questions. These are other issues that cause students to fall short in their final exams. Now, the question is, can you answer? Can you pass the exam? The answer is yes. Let's look at the structure of the exam, pre-exam planning. How do you ensure that you are ready for your assessment? How do you ensure that you are ready for your exams? The very first point is study. Study, 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 and more studying. You cannot live life as usual when you have enrolled for SIPS. there are certain things that have to change. I mean, there are some TV series that you have to forgo. There are some soccer matches that you just have to watch highlights if you are such a crazy soccer fan. You can't sit 90 minutes watching billionaires playing soccer while you are trying to get the sips on your CV. So studying, colleagues, is very, very important. Find time to study. Let your family know that you are studying so that they can give you an opportunity to study. All right. Revision. Okay. Revise at the right time. Revise at the right time. I'm going to break these discussions in portions so that it's easier for you to go through and you don't have to sit the whole day. So I'm going to be ending on this slide for now. The other one is logistics. This is when you are driving to the examination center for you to come and write. And then during the exams, you must answer the case study properly, use command words, understand the question, and then plan and structure the answer correctly. I will pause here and then we'll pick it up on another topic next time I meet you. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye for now.